Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now today starting with a word burgeoning. It means developing quickly, burgeoning. And in grammar, it is pushing. It's an adjective. For example, let me quote here a sentence. A burgeoning tourist industry lifted the state's economy. Here, it's we have a tourist industry. It lifts the state's economy. The economy of a state. But I used here burgeoning word. I could have used another word, developed or improved, but using burgeoning emphasize here more, more developing quickly, rapidly, and whatever. A burgeoning in tourist industry lifted the state's economy. It uprised, it raised the state's economy. Another word is cocksure. Cocksure. It is also an adjective. It means too confident in a way that is slightly unpleasant or rude. We have to put over to the public that scientists are not cocksure or bombastic and do not pretend to know everything. They are not too confident. But here, cocksure first is confidence. Confidence is a great thing, it is not something bad, but to be confident in a rude way, in an arrogant way, that is not good. And that, for that, in that sense, we use cocksure. For example, in this sentence, we have to put over to the public that scientists are not cocksure or bombastic and do not pretend to know everything. They are not totally confident, bombastic, cocksure that they know everything. Not at all. Another example is they are so cocksure about it. They are too confident about it. Now it is here. It is another word, bombastic. Bombastic is an adjective, means it shows the quality of something, using long and difficult words, usually to make people think you know more than you do. For example, his vocal style is usually loud and high, defiant and bombastic. His vocal style, his art of speech is usually loud and high, defiant and bombastic. Defiant means refusing, not obeying authority, higher authority. What is needed at the moment is not the making of bombastic gestures such as the extending of sanctions which could not be effectively implemented. Defiant, defiant, it is also an adjective. It means proudly refusing to obey authority. The protesters blocking the entrance to the office remained defiant this morning. The protesters blocking the entrance, blocking the gate to the office, remained defiant this morning. They did not obey authority, they did not obey police or whatever government, they refused everything. Another word here, I am going to tell you, touchstone. Touchstone, it's a noun, an established standard or principle by which something is judged. Standard, litmus test, principle by which something is judged, something is related with. Until relatively recently, the Japanese car industry was the touchstone of international success. Very recently, till very recently, the Japanese car industry, car factory was the touchstone, was the standard principle of international success. If we relate it at the international level, economy maybe uplifted, would have uplifted if Japanese car industry developed. It was a touchstone litmus test of international success, a basic principle for judging quality. Perfect service is the touchstone touchstone of a fine restaurant. In a restaurant, if we have to look at a fine restaurant, then there should be perfect service. Only then we can call that as fine, better restaurant. Another example, as an exhaustive summary of previous research and a clearly articulated program for progress, it could become a touchstone in the linguistic human rights movement. Previous research, it may be related to anything, and a clearly articulated program for progress. It could become a touchstone measuring standard in the linguistic human rights movement. I think this is enough for today.